I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sword. He said focus on his kicking props.
Yo, I've figured it out. That's my strong suit. I mean, it is what it is.
What kind of sample size are we dealing with that it's your strong suit?
2 years?
2
I mean,
years.
I guess it's not the biggest sample
I'll give you
size, but
there's 2 bets you only need to bet every NFL Sunday. Khalil Shakir receptions, Jaden Reed longest reception. Set it and forget it.
all right.
That's a terrible idea. But what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday morning to you all. Hope you all had a nice Wednesday night. I had a good one. If I get this Lakers Timberwolves under, it'll be a great one. I'm having a great day either way. This will be really good if I get this. It's going to be close. I need the game to slow down a bit. Toast had a savage of a day, like 7-2 or something. So shout out to that. Back-to-back monster days for. Well, actually, you were 4-2 the day before, so not really a monster day. Tonight was a monster night.
We'll take green back-to-back. That's all that matters.
Green back-to-back is right. Yeah, nice little run here. Trevor, how was your night?
Basically broke even 3-4, but I only had a quarter unit on the Marlins money line. It is what it is. Little lull right now. We'll be fine.
His Brewers beat the White Sox. It took him.
Wow! Congrats,
another sweaty
bro.
game, but hey, they got there. So congratulations.
You're really struggling with those White Sox.
Never.
They
No,
really
it's
are.
not. No,
You
we're
are.
not.
You're depending on like the worst baseball team in history and their worst bullpen to win games because you're sweating it out through 6
You are
innings.
sweating
every
these
game.
out.
It was not. You guys are sweating it out. Everybody else
sweating
knows
it
it's
out.
going to happen.
That's how Trevor responds.
The bullpen's
No,
gonna come.
you're sweating it out.
It was never a doubt. I was never sitting there like.
I didn't think there was a
just, like,
doubt. I'm
worried.
just saying that you shouldn't be sweating out these games. That's all.
All right. Let's start talking baseball. And actually, I have a bet. Normally, you guys know, at least until NBA slows down, I'm placing my bets on the show, listening to these guys. I bet this game. And if you remember, you already know what it is. I said, where's my Cubs graphics? Oh, there we go. So I said for the Skeens start in Dodger Stadium on the show, I said Pirates plus 180. Of course, I didn't bet it. Wish I did. They won. I said I'm betting the Pirates plus 180, or I'm picking the Pirates plus 180 against the Dodgers. If the Pirates win, we'll get some outrageous price, the Pirates favored in this game against Colin Rea. So you can scroll back 5 days ago, and I said I'd be betting the Cubs money line at plus money 5 days ago. This has been in waiting, so here we are. We're getting the Cubs at plus 135. And look, it's Paul Skeens at home. I get it. Not going to talk shit about Paul Skeens. I'll let Toast do that. But can we talk about the Pirates bullpen? In addition to it being bad, Dennis Santana is on the bereavement list. No Bednar. He's pitched back-to-back nights. So let's say Skeens pitches well, which obviously is very possible. He's extremely talented. He's good as hell. So let's say Skeens pitches well. What are we looking at here? 6 2/3, 1 run, right? That'd be like a great day for Steez. What's the score of the game at that point? 3-1 Pirates, maybe? Who is finishing out this game from the Pirates bullpen? There's no Bednar. There's no Dennis Santana. Caleb Ferguson they're going to have to use. He threw 15 pitches tonight. So we'll have Caleb Ferguson on a back-to-back night. You're going to have a guy named Chase Shugart, who also pitched tonight. So Shugart threw 20 pitches too. So not only do you have, like, who knows how many runs you're going to get from Pittsburgh, but also Skeens better go 8. Because as soon as he comes out of the game, you're going to see a very bad bullpen takeover, and the arms that are going to come out just through tonight. So the Cubs just saw them. Cubs money line plus 135.
I can't really add to it. It'll be the Cubs as well for me. Can't really add anything to that except for the fact that we've already kind of seen this movie in this series before. I mean, the Cubs didn't really do much early in these games, but in the 5th inning on, after they've get a couple, I mean, it's just every single time the Pirates bullpen gives it up, and now they're bad. I mean, Skeens. I mean, and how many innings do we really think Skeens is go? I mean, I don't get this price, to be dead honest with you guys. Like, Skeens is good, but Colin Rea. I mean, have we noticed what this guy has done to start the year so far on the road in LA against the Dodgers? His first start of the year went 3 2/3, only gives up a run. Then against Arizona, 4 2/3, only gives up a run. Then against Philadelphia, 5 innings, doesn't give up a run. So I have a hard time believing he doesn't pitch well tomorrow. And on top of the fact, one other thing is that this Cubs team, they saw Paul Skeens 4 times last year. That's something that not many teams going to have. Another team like that is like St. Louis and stuff that has seen him a lot as well. And we've seen how that went with him earlier this year. So just a lot of ways to like Chicago tomorrow.
So Sean Morrow, our resident annoying Cubs fan, is in the comments and he's saying Kyle has suddenly become a Cubs lover. No, I called this spot days ago. I said I'd be betting the Cubs in this spot days ago. What else did I say, Sean? May 2nd is when the Cubs collapse begins. And if I get this Cubs money line, bet your ass I will be taking Quinn Priester money line, the rested Brewers, tomorrow to beat Ben Brown of the Cubs. So if all goes to plan, I will win this bet, and then I'll bet Brewers money line tomorrow, a rested Brewers team with the Priest on the mound. So that's where I'll be at. Trevor, you with us here on the Cubs?
It'll be on Apple TV too for the world to see.
For the world, yeah.
The world watching Apple TV.
I know. That's why I said that.
What's up, Trevor?
If I have to pick a regular straight bet, I'm going to go first 5 under. Hold on, just let me get there. First 5 under 4 minus 120. It's going to be, we got some drizzle coming tomorrow. It's possible drizzle, I should say. Wind blowing in from left field, 7 to 10 miles an hour. So I think there's going to be a lot of dead balls in the air and whatnot. And Ray has been really damn good this year. His xFIP is on par with what he's been doing, and then same with Skeens. Yes, the Cubs have seen Skeens, but this isn't ideal weather. I think it's going to be just a slog fest through the first 5, and then once the bullpen comes in is when the Cubs come alive. But I will also be sprinkling on Pirates first 5 money line and Cubs full game money line 8-1. That is how I will be.
You're actually going to bet this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I will type it up for you.
8-1 is ridiculous. I haven't shopped around, but that was just on DraftKings. So maybe who knows what FanDuel has.
Pirates first 5. Cubs full game, and this is plus 800. You said.
Yep.
There you go. I will put this on this wild ass bet on the screen. Although I can't say I completely hate it, because that was almost pretty much what my summary of the game was.
I was gonna say, I was like, you just said this.
Well, but I also think, and I didn't mention this, but I also think there's a chance the Cubs can hit Skeens. Like Toast said, they saw him 4 times last year. This Cubs lineup has been hitting. The Cubs collapse doesn't start for another 24 hours. So maybe the Cubs hit Skeens as well. All right.
It's totally possible, but I will take my chances with Skeens being as dominant as he is, having one off game this year to the Cardinals.
Speaking of Cardinals, next up we got Cards Reds, and honestly,
I'm so mad.
Mad. Me and Toast both like the Cardinals, but we ended up not betting it because it got postponed. We were going to bet on Michaelis. Remember, we were like, we think Michaelis is going to pitch well. We both like the Cardinals.
I literally made the bet, and it got rained out, so it went away, and I didn't rebet it because of the doubleheader.
I never actually placed it, but if it didn't get rained out the first matchup, I was going to bet that. Turns out Miles Michaelis pitched to Jim. In fact, the Reds got shut down back-to-back. The Reds, I swear, the streakiest bats in all of baseball for multiple years now.
So wild. We'll
go from the hottest lineup in baseball to the coldest lineup in baseball in a matter of 24 hours. This Reds lineup is just crazy like that. Now, the question when it comes to this one, if you ask me, is are we still aboard the Cardinals against lefties train? Because you remember, the Cardinals were smoking left-handed pitching earlier in the season. And when I say earlier in the season, I'm talking like a week and a half ago. I'm not talking about like March 30th. So pretty recently. Has that train come to a stop? Because the last lefty they saw was Jose Quintana. Didn't really get to him much. You know what? I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can... One sec. So here's the lefty starters against the Cardinals right here. The last one they saw was Quintana on the 27th. 5 innings, 8 base runners. So, I mean, they got to him a little bit. That's a decent amount of base runners. Just 1 run. That's Tyler Alexander out of the bullpen. Before that, Peterson pitches into the 6th inning, just 7 base runners. I mean, so if you rewind back here, look at all these base runners against lefties. The Cardinals were smoking lefties back here, but then you saw David Peterson on the 18th, didn't really do much. Jose Quintana on the 27th, didn't really do much. So, Toast, do you still think, are you still a believer in these Cardinals bats against left-handed pitching?
I think it's to be determined. I think they've been aided a little bit because, I mean, if you take out that Framber start, is it really that impressive? Again, the numbers look good, but I think the bigger question is, do you trust Matthew Liberatore and what he's been able to throw up and this Reds team at home on one, coming off of 2 losses in a doubleheader, and they've been actually hitting left-handed pitching pretty damn well. Freeland, Povich, Heaney, Falter, they got to all of them. They also got to Robbie Ray as well. So Tyler Alexander also blanked them. Nestor Cortez blanked them. I think that was a Nestor start after he got completely blown to pieces in Yankee Stadium. So kind of makes sense that he kind of had a good one there. It was time for him to have a good one. The bigger question to me on top of that is Cincinnati got beat, and they got beat good enough that they didn't have to use Pagan, Centillion, and Ashcraft at all. So they will have their top 3 arms available in the bullpen. It would only be Cincinnati for me. I do think that they have a starting and pitching advantage with Abbott. I know that Liberatore has been really good, but I do think that they have a starting pitching advantage. They definitely have a bullpen advantage. The Reds offense, that's the only reason that's holding me back, is that I just don't know what to expect from the Reds offense because, again, the numbers versus lefty starters look really, really good. And their numbers versus lefties look really good. So I would assume at home they bounce back. I don't know if I trust it. It's going to be a pretty public play tomorrow, I would assume.
It's not really. Our poll's like not too bad, 56-36.
Yeah, the other splits that I'm looking at are pretty bad. But again, it's early. It's early. You never know. I want to see what this line is in the morning. I'd be more comfortable laying minus 125 or 30, knowing that it's moving, rather than it sit there all day at 120.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if
early, but yeah.
I feel like it would have to be the Reds for me as well. Trevor, what do you think?
Yeah, Liberatore over outs. I don't see him listed, but he's gone 6 to 6 2/3 every game. Not to mention they had a doubleheader today using arms. I think they're gonna have Halsey and Maton didn't go, so 2 of their top arms are going to be available. But Liberatore still pitched 6 every single game. Not to mention the Reds have been really struggling. I know they had that stretch where they got Freeland, Povich, Heaney, and Falter, but Heaney, one bad game. Other than that, Falter, Povich, Freeland, who really scares you. And that Freeland game was in Colorado too. So a little bit of a caveat to that. So I think Liberatore goes at least 6 here. And as long as this isn't ridiculously juiced.
What are you expecting it to open at? Like, do you have a number in mind?
Open like minus 130, 135.
I meant the number of outs.
17.5 is going to be my guess. He's going 6 at least every single game. So
really,
I guess it's going to be like a minus 130 to minus 140 for the over outs here. It's going to be wind blowing in. There is a 45% chance of precipitation, so maybe there's a slight chance of a delay. But the first 2 hours of the game, it's just going to be mostly cloudy, wind blowing in from the more like the right field pole towards the third base, about 10 to 11 miles an hour. So I think it'll if they do get any fly balls, they're going to get killed in the air, and then Cincinnati's kind of been, whatever as of late. Like you guys said, like they're the hottest team and then they're the coldest team. And right now they're on a cold stretch big time. So I think Liberatore will be able to have a good game and at least give 6 to 7 innings for the Cardinals and kind of replenish that bullpen just a little bit.
The thing is, when they saw righties today, they saw Mats. Mats is a lefty. All right, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll bet the Reds. As of right now, it's Reds or pass. They did get to the last 2 lefty starters they saw, the Reds, but I mean it's Cade Povich and Kyle Freeland. I'm not throwing them a parade for that.
Yeah, and the Freeland game was in Colorado, so
fair. Good point.
Twins, Guardians. Shout out Cleveland, resilient win.
That was awesome.
That was a cool one too, because we were all on Cleveland in the Discord, and Steez had Cleveland team total over 3.5 as his Steez of the day. So he cast that. We all that was a group win there on Cleveland. Also, shout out to Miranda on the Pirates money line. What the hell kind of crazy bet? Anyway, Minnesota on the road in Cleveland. Woods Richardson making the road start here against Ben Lively. Ugh, what a bleh game across the board here. Toasty, what do you think of Woods Richardson here?
I think that he could get sparked because he's really, really bad against
lefties.
He's not good anyway, but he's really especially bad against a whole bunch of lefties in the lineup. What sucks is that I kind of want to go back to Cleveland here. I know that Minnesota has been somewhat decent with the bats, but if you take a look at who they've gotten their runs off, Jose Soriano, Kyle Hendricks, Gavin Williams, guys like Shane Smith, Bryce Wilson, Davis Martin, Grant Holmes, Tyler McGill, Tyner Bybee, all blank them. And one thing with Lively, same thing as SWR, really bad with his lefty bats. But the thing with the Twins lineup is Julian Larnach, and then you might have a couple of switch hitters that might switch lefty, but really no lefties that really worry you in that Minnesota lineup. So if he can navigate around those guys, I think that Lively should have some success. He hasn't shown it much this year so far. Kind of hit or miss. He's rather really good or really bad. It's either 4 runs or no runs, it seems like. But the issue with me is that you're not going to again, it's Cleveland, so I guess you kind of never know. But Clase is going to be on back-to-back days. Cade Smith's going to be on back-to-back days. So that's 2 of your top 3 bullpen arms. Hunter Gaddis did pitch today, but he had the prior 2 days off, so he should be available. But Minnesota's going to have a full bullpen available as well. I want to play. You can put the over up for me because I think that it being so high, it makes sense. Also, the weather tomorrow in Cleveland is supposed to be fantastic. 75 degrees with like 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out. So, yeah. So you can put the over 9 up for me. I think it's high for a reason. I think we know that NL Central or AL Central games tend to go under. So if they're sticking a 9 out there, it makes me seem like the books are pretty confident that we see runs. So rather than picking a side with Cleveland not having their closer, it'd be Cleveland first 5 or over 9 for me. Sorry for rambling.
I kind of like. I don't know about that Cleveland first 5. I think the Twins might get to Lively.
I don't know, man. I don't. That's why I'm saying
I mean, we'll they didn't really get to Tanner Bybee, but before that, they were smoking. They had like 4 games in a row where they scored 40 runs or something. Yeah. What do you think, Trev?
Yeah, there's a chance of rain in this one. 45% precipitation. I'm sorry, 55 to 60%, and it says quote drizzle starting the game. So I mean, that is a little bit of a worry, but. Rinse and repeat AL Central unders. Woods Richardson has got good numbers versus lineup. He's not been terrible. I know on the road he's had worse games where he's given up 3, 4, and 2. Atlanta, Kansas City, and then the White Sox. But at home, he's been better, obviously. I know he struggles with lefties, but Twins offense doesn't really scare me. I know the weather looks like it'll be good for an over, but if it's raining, that's just going to, I think, hurt the fly ball chances a little bit too. So under 9, I could see this being like a 4-2 kind of game. Not really sure who wins. If I had to bet on, honestly, I think I would go.
I would wait, Trevor, because 9.5 are starting to pop up. So
perfect. Yeah, let's get it up to 10. Bet it up to 10. I'll take the under 10. You get the 9, and maybe we'll just.
I'm probably going to bet this.
If I was to bet this one, it would be. Let me just check something. Yeah, if I was to bet this one, I would go Minnesota. I really think that they're going to have the advantage of the late innings. The Twins bullpen isn't all that terrible, and they have all their arms. Cleveland doesn't. Probably not going to see Clase or Cade Smith, like Toast said. Yes, we're talking about Woods Richardson against a bunch of lefties in the Cleveland lineup, sure. Ben Lively isn't good. No other way to say it. He's just not good. And the Twins, I mean, we can't just declare their Twins hot and then because of 2 games declare them cold. So like 2 days ago they were smoking the ball, now they're not. If I was to bet this game, I think it's a Twin spot. I also think the line is a little bit telling. Don't like saying things like that, but let's be real. It's close to a pick 'em after you would think Cleveland might have the. Actually, no, never mind. I don't think. Let me scratch that. Twins are bad for me. Arizona. Shout out the Snakes. I hated to do it. Hated rooting against my Mets. And if I'm telling the truth, when I was watching the 9th inning and the Mets had the bases loaded, Part of me was
I
like,
knew you were going to say that shit.
part of me was like, I'll take the loss. Just let's do it, Mets.
Yep, let's go Mets. I knew it.
I was very, very shocked. Nostradamus, thank you for the super chat, man. Hell of a night by my standards. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, it was a good one across the board. Seems like the whole community had a good night tonight. So glad to hear it. So I was a little surprised at the Diamondbacks' lack of hitting off of Waddle. I mean, they had
lefty, dude. They can't do it. They can't hit lefties. Like we talked about that. Well,
hold on. We talked about how Arizona's not as good against left-handed pitching. I didn't know they were the Baltimore Orioles against lefties.
I was gonna say, I think that just put the exclamation point behind it. I think
that was bad.
That was like the turning point for me. Is that you can't. I tried to get there against Peterson, and I looked like an idiot. And they just made me look. I mean, today that was so bad. I mean, I don't think we got lucky because I felt there was a bullpen advantage late for Arizona, but so bad. Mets up tomorrow.
Yeah,
fuck Zach Gallen.
Well, I mean, I don't trust Zach Gallen at all right now.
On the road?
Look at all these numbers here. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Look at all these numbers here for Zach Gallen. His last 2 starts. Look at his chase percentage under 25%. Swinging strike percentage under 6%. I mean, he's just flat out not good. You go down to his game logs here. Oh, you guys can't see it. We stretch it out so you can see the game logs.
Well, and the best part about it is, did you show this lefty splits?
Oh, yeah, no, let's show him that.
Okay.
Right here. Zach Gallen against lefty bats. 410 WOBA, 189 whip. I mean, really struggling against lefty bats this year. And in case you're unfamiliar with the Mets lineup,
I was going to say, go through that now.
Lindor will be batting from the left side. Juan Soto will be batting from the left side. Jesse Winker, Brendan Nimmo, Jeff McNeil. So the Mets will have 5 lefties in the lineup here. Also, Pete Alonso, the Mets are taking pitches. Pete Alonso has changed up his style at the plate. He takes pitches now. Zach Gallen's had problems with walks. So the hesitation, the reason there's not a Mets logo beneath me here, I'm not all that sold on Kodai Senga shutting down Arizona. I would go F5 over.
Why?
Because Arizona can hit righties.
Yeah, he's a special righty though. I have no problem with it. I can't find. I must not have wrote down the Mets bullpen situation. I just need to look at that, but it would only be the Mets for me. I think that Kodai Senga we have a huge starting pitching advantage. I think Kodai Senga is very, very good. I don't think he's as good as Yamamoto, but he's up there and one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, and I have no problem. There's no doubt about that not in my estimation.
There's no doubt about it that in your mind that Kodai Senga is on the level of Yamamoto.
I would say Yamamoto's like a top 3 pitcher in this league. I would say Kodai Senga is like a top 10 pitcher in this league. That's how I feel about Kodai Senga. I mean, he has one of the most dominated pitches in baseball. I mean, he's only been really good. I know that he's dealt with injuries and whatnot, but ever since he's came over in 2023, I mean, he's been absolutely fantastic. So I have no reason to believe he doesn't pitch well. Obviously, he didn't pitch much last year, but in 2023, he did face this Snakes team that has some familiar faces against them. Went 14 innings, had let me see, carried the 22 strikeouts, over 1 run. So, and like I said, he's faced multiple guys in this lineup: Carroll, Perdomo, Grichuk, Thomas, Gurriel, Hampson, Eugenio Suarez, Gabby Marino. So, I'm not really worried about Kodai Senga at all. I think the starting pitching advantage is absolutely humongous. And the Mets offense has been just fine. And the fact that they didn't win today, I'm sure that they come out hot tomorrow because they were really close today.
What do you think, Trev? Because I'm considering an over.
I bet Mets first 5 on the run line, minus 105. I'm with Toast. I love Kodai Senga. Zach Gallen not been great this year. I don't think that's news to anybody, but he has not been great.
It's minus 125?
105. And I know this is a very small sample size, but Senga 37 plate appearances versus lineup, a 49% strikeout percentage, 0.086 average with a 0.09 WOBA, expected batting average 112, expected slug 155, and a 137 expected WOBA. Like, Very small sample size, but he's seen, these big guys here 5, 6 times. Carroll 1 of 6, 3 strikeouts versus him. Perdomo 1 of 6 with a strikeout. Suarez 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Gurriel 0 for 5, 3 Ks. He just has a lot of success. Not to mention, it's a small sample size. I get it, but at home, Mets just lost this game today. Kodai Senga, I think, comes out and absolutely shoves. Kind of like the under too, to be honest. I think Gallen will be all right.
Dude,
I think Gallen will be all right.
You know what, Kyle? I'm with you with the over because
he struggles. Kodai Senga doesn't have the best numbers against lefties. That's all Arizona has.
I was just about to say that. I mean, if that pocket of that first 4 with Carroll, Smith, and Naylor, I mean, that's not easy. And I would assume Perdomo goes from the left-hand side too. I think that's actually his better side anyway. So
yeah, your guys, I'm loving your confidence in Kodai Senga. I'm a Mets fan, and I don't think he's that good.
Well, hold on. I just want to make it clear. I wanted to make it clear that I think that he's very, very good. But at the same time, he does struggle with lefties a little bit, and he's faced Washington, St. Louis, the Athletics, and Miami twice. So obviously, we can say this is
I'm
by
betting
far
this over right now.
His biggest step up in class so far. Let me check the weather just to make sure nothing crazy's happening out there.
It looks like pretty normal for city. I just looked at it.
Okay, yeah, 65 degrees, a little wind actually blowing out. Yeah, I don't hate that over at all.
I don't really trust either bullpen.
Speaking of that,
Arizona used all their arms tonight anyway. They'll be available. They were rested, but Arizona's going to have a taxed bullpen in a sense that the Mets just saw them.
A taxed bullpen, and they didn't really look good either when they came in. And Justin Martinez really didn't look good, and now he's lost 2 of his last 3. I mean, he didn't lose tonight, but he sure as hell didn't get a save or a hold. So it's not a good situation. 2 of his last 3 times out. So now the Mets have seen all those guys. Yeah, I'm in with you on this over.
All right, I just bet it, posted it. Dope. All right, cool.
I think it's going to be 8 in the morning anyway.
Come on, Minnesota Lakers. They need to stay under. I already had a great. Winning? It's tied 85-85 with 8 minutes left.
They play defense in that league. You'd be looking good.
Royals on the road in Tampa. All right. Hey, shout out to John. Me and John placed a first 5 under on the morning show. Was something I added to put a full unit on it. Hit. The Royals hit a 2-run home run in the first inning, and I still got that first 5 under. Not another run was scored. Actually, they only scored another run or 2 the rest of the entire game, if we're being honest. Seth Lugo making a road start here in Tampa. Are the Rays' bats against righties just dead? I know they saw a lefty today, so that's not really in relation to today's game.
I don't think that the Rays are offensively are that good. So I think when they had those games in California, they were a little bit more lucky than anything. And as we saw tonight with Arizona's bullpen, anything is possible in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. So I don't really put too much stock into that. They only beat San Diego because San Diego couldn't score at the time. So I don't understand. I mean, I guess I understand the price because Baz has been really good, and I guess because the Royals aren't going to have Estevez, and they're probably not going to have Estevez, Urshid, Schreiber. Yeah, so they're not going to have their top 2 arms in their bullpen, and Urseg and Estevez. So I don't know, man. This one's hard for me.
Yo, check this out. I'm putting the live score up on the screen so everyone can follow it. We can turn it over Trevor because no one really cares about what he has to say anyway.
No, I got a couple people in my DMs that love Trevor.
I know. You know what's? I think it was Weskers in the comments says Trevor has a very niche following. He has there's like Trevor people that like. Yeah. Anyways, speaking of Trevor, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you just don't bet another under with the Royals games. Like they're not good. Like I really like Baz. Lugo's been fine. Like I don't hate it. The Rays versus Royals versus righties at home. They've had three outlier spots since April 2nd, and they had 11 versus Houck. Elder, they got 5, and then Carrasco, they got 4. I think Lugo's better than all three of those guys, obviously. I don't think there's really going to be a ton of runs, to be honest. We got wind blowing in also. Blowing in 5 miles an hour, nothing serious. It will be 84, so it will be nice there. But I like the first 5 under, to be honest, and then maybe even like Baz to record the win. I just don't see, like you said, the bullpen was used up for the Royals today, and Baz has just been really damn good. They don't have those props up yet, so I have no idea what the price would be. But, first 5 or game under, I really don't hate either one. If I had to bet one, it would be the first 5. But I might dabble on Baz record win also whenever that number pops up, because he's been damn good this year. Royals have no offense, and they use their bullpen arms tonight. So give me first 5 under and probably Baz win.
It looks like you can get the first 5 under at minus 115 or Shane.
Trevor, does it bother you that both these pitchers are coming off games of their life?
No, because it's the Royals, and Tampa Bay has had three outlier spots, and that was Houck, Elder, and freaking Carrasco. So they're gonna absolutely demolish Lugo and Baz tomorrow. So be it.
Did you decide on anything, Toast?
No, it would be Rays first 5 on the run line if I had to at minus 105. I think it was, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe
I'm not even typing that, honestly.
Yeah,
let's move on. Why did the size of the thing change? There we go. All right.
That's what she said.
Brew Crew, White Sox, in what has been a really shveddy series for the Brewers.
Yeah, quite shveddy.
No.
I will say,
I think they're fixing to lose one here soon.
And
could be this one.
Huge, absolutely massive look ahead spot here with the Cubby series on deck for the Brewer Crew. You got big man Burke on the mound, known killer.
True.
Wow,
Chad Patrick's on the other side though, so.
Oh yeah,
exactly. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us about Chad Patrick.
I'm not even sure this game gets played tomorrow. We got rain the entire time, and it's 90%, 90 to 85% through the whole game. I'm not honestly sure this game even gets played. But if it does, under. Chad Patrick, and then like you said, Brewers have a look ahead spot. I don't think the White Sox or Brewers are really going to just demolish tomorrow, especially with wind blowing from left field over to right field. Or I'm sorry, right over to left field, and it's going to be heavy rain throughout the game. I think it's just going to be a swing real quick and get this game over with type of thing.
What are your thoughts on that under, Toast?
I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't really trust it I wouldn't play it under. I would only play first 5 under with both of these bullpens, to be honest with you, regardless of the weather, in my personal opinion. I really like what I've seen from Chad Patrick. I wish that he could had a little bit more control, but so far I really like what he's seen. I mean, he's pretty much going 4 or 5 innings on average, giving up 1 or 2 runs. St. Louis, Oakland, Arizona, Cincinnati, Kansas City. I'm going to keep on using Oakland. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I don't care. And Burke, after a solid, really first 3 starts, has just really absolutely fallen off a cliff. So I will say, though, that these games have been a little bit sweaty. I mean, obviously the Chicago bullpen isn't going to get better, and they're not going to be rested overnight. So it would only be Brewers minus 1.5. But I really wish I could have an avenue to somehow bet the White Sox besides just being.
There is no such avenue.
Right.
All right, let's move on. Athletics Rangers. You know what? I would have been so pissed if I bet that under. Did you see how it went over, Toast?
Yeah.
Oh, I did, because I had Athletics money line.
No. Well, they were already up 3-1.
I know, but then they hit the grand slam. It makes me a lot more comfortable.
If I had that under 8.5 or under 9, whatever it was, I would have been so pissed at that unnecessary grand slam at the end of the game.
Lawrence Butler, man, the GOAT.
Tyler Mahle on the mound. Now, old school Tyler Mahle, Cincinnati Reds Tyler Mahle, who, granted, is a different man, was a bet on pitcher at home in Great American. That when he was the man on the Reds, he pitched great in that ballpark. Here he is at home in a ballpark that's been pretty much nonstop unders all season, although we've now seen back-to-back overs. You think he pitches well against the A's here, Toast?
I don't see how you can say that he can't at this point. I mean, this guy just continues to go out and not only pitch. I mean, when you watch him pitch, he has pinpoint command. I mean, he never looks like he's out of control. I mean, it's just really, really impressive so far from what we've seen from him. So I don't have any reason to think that he doesn't pitch well tomorrow. All that being said, the price is absolutely ridiculous. Jeffrey Springs sucks. Again, I'm not trying to make a case that I think that he's going to come in and pitch well. I mean, he might not. But at the same time, I mean, he's somewhat decent versus left-handed bats, and that's like the only thing that Texas doesn't have in the lineup. They have only righties in that lineup. And so I would assume that Texas does something offensively, but I mean, I don't trust this offense right now. I wouldn't be shocked if Jeffrey Springs came in there and gave us 5 innings, a 2-run baseball. Like, that wouldn't shock me. I mean, Oakland has Mason Miller available. They have Sterner available. That's their top 2 arms. I think everything else is good to go as well. I mean, I don't get the price. Yes, dude. Texas has the advantage.
What are you saying
early.
It's supposed to be? Because I'm showing the fair price for this is -145 for Texas. Are you saying it's too short?
No, I'm saying that I would never pay -160 for the Texas Rangers right now.
I think the price kind of makes sense, though. We have the starting pitching advantage at home.
Agreed. It makes sense. I'm just saying I don't want anything to do with that. There's no chance in hell I'm actually laying that number with Texas. They have a huge pitching advantage, yes. But again, the offense can't do anything right now. I know they scored 15 last night, but prior to that, they had literally done nothing. And they didn't do anything again tonight either. So it's, again, if they happen to score 15 again, so be it. Everybody will get their cash. But it would only be Oakland for me. If Jeffrey Springs just gives us 2 or 3 run baseball, I think that they're in this game late. So
I have no clue. Trev, you have anything for this one?
Just for the record.
Yeah, Rangers first 5 on the run line -0.5. You got Molly versus Springs. Springs this year against the White Sox, 5 earned. Milwaukee White Sox again, 4-3, 3-4, and then he shut down Seattle to start the year. So congratulations on shutting Seattle down in the first game of the season for you. But no thanks. You know, I'll roll the dice with the Rangers versus lefties. I know they haven't been amazing. But they've gone 3-1, 2-2, 1-5, 0-2 this year. So they've gotten to some guys, and I mean, Imanagi, yes, it was a win game. They put up 5 against him. Crochet, they got 2 in 5 innings. Robbie Ray, they got 2 across, and then they just saw a lefty today also, or I'm sorry, yesterday, and the day prior from the Athletics. So I think they'll be fine. I think they can at least have the lead after the first 5 with Molly going. And I don't really want to dick around with full game, but Springs, you know, if he comes out and shoves tomorrow and the Rangers can't hit him, chalk it up to the game. But I think they can at least have the lead after 5. I mean, it's Jeff freaking Springs at the end of the day. I mean, he rolls out of bed and gives up 3 runs. So I think they'll have a 3-run spot.
Texas is the lineup that you want because there's
all
I like 9
Texas.
righties in the.
I like Texas.
Yeah.
Is the Texas bullpen all right, Toast?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I like Texas here. I'll show you guys why real quick. What I just saw that pushed me over the edge because I was already leaning Texas. Look at Jeffrey Springs against righties here, so you can see it. Jeffrey Springs against righties, 374 WOBA, 167 WHIP. So he's worse against righties, right? Now, look at the Rangers' projected lineup. righty. This will be a lefty here. Righty. Yeah, I'm going Texas. I might lay the -160. Maybe I'll go to half unit on the juice.
Okay, I did lie to you. The Texas bullpen. So their closer, Luke Jackson, is the guy that gave up the grand slam today.
Why was he in the game? They were losing.
You need to ask Bruce Bochy that because he also used Garcia and Martin early in this game.
They must have been rested and needed work.
No, I think that he was trying to hold the game down. But yes, that's true. They hadn't worked in a lot. So they are 100% all available. I just wanted to make you aware of the situation.
Yeah, I like it. Let's see what I can get. Texas. I can get a -154. That's expensive, man. -150 on Bet365. Let's go.
Just play the first 5.
No, I don't want the first 5. I want the whole thing.
Come on, do the first 5, man.
Cheaper.
Do the first
It's
5.
cheaper.
cheaper because it's not as good of a bet.
I mean, Oakland still has Mason Miller. I mean, it's not like they're depleted.
How about I'll bet my way and you bet your way?
How about I always will try to help you when I can.
Yeah.
Take it for what it's like. How'd that Giants
You can't help someone that doesn't want help, Toast.
You can't. You can only lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink it.
Rangers money line. I laid the minus 150 because I'm a coward, sir. But I'm in.
I think you've had a lot of success doing that so far this year. Have you not?
Well, I mean, it's just like the optics. Like taking a minus 150, right. It's disgusting. Everyone's like, boo. Like, it's not a fun pick. But, I mean, it's simple math. If the minus 150 should be minus 170, then it's a valuable bet. It's just like not as fun and cool to take it on the stream.
Not to mention the fact the difference is like, what, $10, $20, depending on how much you bet. Like, it's not like it's.
Yeah, it's the optics of the show. Where it's like,
exactly.
Like the crowd boos when you take a minus one.
You don't have a boo on your sound machine? Come on.
Yeah, I gotta get one. Nats, Phillies. Should have taken the. Oh, did this end up getting over? Actually.
Oh yeah.
It did.
Oh yeah.
I should have taken this over. I took it yesterday. You took it again. I should have taken it with you. Well, the market's caught on because it's 9.5 now. They're not letting us get a 7.5, 8 anymore. I can assure you that. Not at the last two. Trevor, weather report at the bank, please.
Yes, it is perfect. Beat up Taiwan weather. We got a wind blowing out to left field, 8 miles an hour, 73 degrees at first pitch. 0% of rain.
So I suppose that's a good explanation for the 9.5. Another good explanation is we take a gander at the starting pitching matchup here. It's Bradley Lord against number one in your programs, Taiwan Walker, making a home start. Yeah, with the wind blowing out at the bank, I'd say this is a recipe for some runs. Someone just said the live total for the Lakers Timberwolves game is 199.5. Yeah, I mean, as of right now, it looks good, but like at the end of these basketball games, if they're fouling with a minute left, like they could rack on 10 extra points pretty quickly. So we're not celebrating shit yet, but it looks like we're in pretty good shape at the moment. I'd like to see Taiwan Walker's numbers against lefties. We know the Nats lineup is not good, but the spots you want to play on the Nats lineup is when they play a pitcher that can't handle lefties because they're what's this?
It's like, it's not terrible, but it's not bad.
He's actually got better numbers against lefties.
I was going to say, yeah, his numbers versus righties are a lot worse.
What are you thinking here, Toast?
I don't know, but here's another thing, though, is that you have, like on Chicago, I mean, the lefties, he only faced 2 lefties. I mean, they're big ones, but they're Crow Armstrong, Bush, and Tucker. On Miami, who I can't think of the lefties on Miami off the top of my head right now, but you can kind of like go through the list. I don't know if he's seen a lefty heavy lineup like this that has power with Washington. I think this does present a little bit more, a little bit bigger of a challenge for Taiwan Walker than these other lineups that he has faced personally.
Trev, you have any thoughts here? I mean, the Phillies team total is going to be a 5.5. It's kind of rough.
And it's not like they kill right-handed pitching in general.
But at home, they do.
It's at home. I was going to say, it doesn't matter for me. It's the ballpark for me. So,
what do you think, Trev?
They have the Diamondbacks on deck, too. So maybe they...
Jen M. is in the comments is saying Lindy is on Wood and Schwarber home runs.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, Trev, do you have a pick here?
I'm not betting this game, but I would take Nats first 5 plus the half. You know what? Give me the money line plus 125. It's Taiwan Walker. Yes, I know it's Brad Lord going, but Taiwan Walker's not good at all. They have Diamondbacks on deck. They've already secured the series. What's their focus level going to be? I mean, especially Diamondbacks on Friday night at home. Like that's a big one. So Nats first 5 money line. I don't want to dick around with that bullpen.
I call bullshit on that reasoning. This is Washington, man. DC's close to Philly. These teams don't like each other.
Oh no, man!
You could throw a freaking rock from Philly to DC. They don't like each other.
You're gonna tell me you got the Diamondbacks on deck and you're more focused.
Bro, these are division rivals. Like DC and Philly are very close. It's basically Delaware that separates them, and Delaware's not big. Toast, Toast.
I do think the Nationals are going to explode at some point. But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
This is a pass for me, honestly.
Yeah, I might, depending on, yeah, it would only be over or pass. I don't know if I actually do it or not. Both bullpens are rested. I know that they're bullshit, but I just wanted to make that point. So everybody knows.
All right, let's just move on to the next one. Minnesota's taking a 6-point lead, as you can see on your screens above Trevor's head. When I first put it up, someone said put the score over that nasty stash.
Hey, what the hell? My beard is rough when I grow it out, so I gotta have
all the
something.
time. They start talking about my hair and stuff. I get all super self-conscious
Trevor's
about
like,
it.
hey.
Hey, it's the one thing I can do. My beard, you don't want to see that. So, just let me have the damn stash and leave me the fuck alone.
I'm not.
Oh, Lakers hit a 3. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, they did.
With a minute 40 to left. With a minute 40
Who
to
was
go.
the favorite in that game? What was the line?
Lakers -6.5 or -5.5.
Ooh.
Oh,
you say? I'm sorry. You say 5.5? They were favored.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You don't even know what it means at this point. It just means like 5.5.
That was really good though. Did you say 5.5?
The Minnesota's hit a 3. Yo, chill with these threes, man. You got to stay under this total.
That made me laugh, Trevor.
Tanner Houck. Actually, let me pull up the spreadsheets because in years past, I trust Tanner Houck away from Fenway. I want to take a gander over at his stuff right here. Tanner Houck, let's see. His last start, not good.
Not good.
He pitched
Not
well
good.
at home against the White Sox.
I know, but I thought you were talking about specifically
Wow, so
on the road.
it's like reverse this year. His two
Well,
good,
and yeah, it's been really bad. Yeah,
his Tanner Houck's only two good starts this year were both at home. Actually, he's been bad on the road. He's now good news for Tanner Houck, and I'll pull it up on the screen. Is struggles against lefty bats. Toronto not known for a lineup that has lefties. In fact, 1, 2, 3. You got Santander and Jimenez here that are going to be batting from the left side of the plate, but some of the main pieces here, Springer, Guerrero, Bichette, are righties. So that's good news.
Varsho, who's the other lefty, is just coming back from injury. Yeah. He's not really there yet. It never really is offensively.
So Tanner Houck struggles with lefties. Toronto doesn't have a ton of lefties, not a lefty-heavy lineup. That's good. What do you think here, Toast?
Man, that's the thing. Is I was looking at really the same thing and thinking that over or nothing for me. This Boston offense is absolutely smoking hot right now. And Berrios at this point, I don't really trust him at all. I've tried to get there. He doesn't have, absolutely terrible numbers versus lefties like he does versus righties. But regardless, not only does this Boston team know him, I know that the numbers aren't really bad against them or anything, but this Boston offense is just like dead red right now. So it's really hard for me to think that they're just going to slow down and not stop hitting against Berrios, who, again, they've seen a lot and they've already seen once this year. Again, he did pitch well against them this year already once, but both of these teams have seen the starters. I just don't know if I trust the Boston's offense. I just don't know if I trust Toronto's, because this team can't score to save their life. I know tonight was a little bit of a different story, but besides that, previously to tonight's game, the last 10 games for Toronto, 2-1-2, 4-1-1, 0-3-4-3. So could you say that sooner or later Tanner Houck on the road is definitely a recipe for them to get right? But again, they don't really have that many lefties to get to him. So is it really that crazy to think that Tanner Houck pitches well like everybody else seems to do against Toronto? No. So it's over or pass.
I don't understand. Why is the play not Boston here?
Because I'm freaked out by this number, honestly.
But we're polling like even. People aren't. Look at Boston's bats. Obviously, we know the Boston's lineups have been way better than Toronto's. Look at all this green here. Boston versus righties. Boston on the road.
If I'm being dead honest, I didn't want to play Boston at plus money when it opened, and then Tanner Houck get fucking throttled, and the Blue Jays offense to explode all in one, and then I feel stupid because I knew I took a public dog. That's the exact thoughts that went through.
Look at Berrios. His 3 pitches: sinker, curveball, 4-seam fastball. In the last 30 days, Boston 6th, 1st, and 8th. Against those pitches.
I get it. Why are we getting them at this number is the question.
Because people are betting the Blue Jays. People are out on Boston right now. What's the bullpen situation?
What?
I'm telling you, we're polling almost split. Blue Jays use Hoffman, Little, Garcia, Green, Lauer. So everybody, but they were rested. Boston used Whitlock, Chapman, Slayton. So,
Yeah,
but
they're all
everybody
good.
they were rested. Yeah, this is Boston, right? Trev, are you with me?
I agree with you. I'm not. There's nothing that would make me bet Toronto. Nothing.
Yeah, Boston. I know Tanner Houck hasn't been good this year, but he saw the Blue Jays earlier this year, 6 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, 1 run, 2 walks. Only struck out 2, but he was still pretty good. I mean, he's had 1 bad outing versus Toronto in his career. That was 2023. He had 6 earned with Boston. Other than that, 1-0-2-2, 6 in that game, 0-2-1-1. Dating back to 2021. So obviously like some different lineups, but he's always had success, and Toronto fucking sucks. So Boston.
Are you betting this, Trevor? Because I'll bet it with you.
I'm so close to. But we were in the voice chat, and everyone's like, when you fade Toronto is the time to actually bet them.
Oh my god, I don't believe in ghosts, bro.
But
And the line's moving. I honestly think you're going to get Boston at plus money tomorrow.
Why?
I mean, it's
because nobody likes Tanner Houck.
It's up to 115 on
bet.
BetMGM. It's up to 112 on DKs and FanDuels. I mean, I don't think it's I mean, again, it's a difference of 5-10 cents. Who cares? I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah, but CLV, man.
I'm just saying that
This is Boston.
if you bet something
be
at
Boston,
105,
I'm
if
not
it goes to
fucking
105 to 1 plus 100, you're going to be all right. The next game is the game that I want to talk about. I talked about it with Just a Bet Outside, a friend of the program, earlier today.
Oh, Steve-O.
Yeah,
How's Steve doing?
Steve-O.
I think
actually
he's
talked to
doing
him
well.
a few days ago also.
He's a little bit confused with the Detroit Angels game.
Let me just post this.
So kind of curious to hear what
Under. Let's go. Tonight was great.
game over.
Game over.
LeBron lost.
LeBron lost.
Oh no,
The fraud?
Oh, no. LaFraud, he says.
La Cancun. I saw in the comments. That was a good one.
Detroit on the road at LA. So according to Toast, our friend Steve from Just a Bet Outside, good YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Just a Bet Outside.
Yep.
What was Steve saying?
He thought the price was short, and he didn't understand because Mize had been pretty good, and Kikuchi not so great. And I said that I didn't think it was too crazy. Detroit, obviously, both teams are traveling, but
Detroit's traveling from Houston, and LA's just coming from Seattle.
yes, but both teams are traveling. But Tigers are loaded with lefty bats. He's really good with his lefties. Tigers won't have Holton and Hanafi in the pen today. Tigers are also, I think, the most publicly bet on the board tomorrow besides the Brewers for what people want to talk about. I think Kikuchi can pitch well. I know that his numbers aren't fantastic this year, but at the same time, he got hit up versus the Rays. I get that. But besides that, he's been pretty damn good. So I'm just not really at this spot where I think that Kikuchi's just going to go out there and get throttled personally. That's just my personal opinion, especially because we consider there's a lot of lefty bats in the bats in Detroit's lineup that you count on for power, a.k.a. Kerry Carpenter, Riley Green, the all lefty bats. The only righty bat that I really worry about would be Spencer Torkelson, give or take. But regardless, a lot of opportunities for Kikuchi to pitch well. And as far as Casey Mize is concerned, really hard for us to say anything bad about him on this channel at all. But I will say that he doesn't really have good numbers versus righty bats. You're going to see a whole bunch of righty bats in that Angels lineup tomorrow. The Angels have a rested bullpen as well. I know it's disgusting, but you can actually put up the Angels for me. I don't know if I actually bet it, but they are begging you to bet the Tigers tomorrow. And I agree with Steve. This price is a little bit short. I would think it should be like 130, 135, but I will say this: if I wake up in the morning and it's still Detroit minus 125, and everybody in the world's betting Detroit, I will be placing a bet on the Angels tomorrow.
These messages were brought to you by Fake Sharp Incorporated.
Clip it.
What do you think, Trev?
Kind of with him. I mean, you get
what
Kikuchi.
is wrong with you?
Make an
I don't
argument
like
for the
this
Tigers,
game.
though.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways you could argue.
They're a much
Tigers.
better team.
Versus lefties are not great.
What?
Or haven't been great. Robbie Ray, they got 2. JP Sears, they got 2. Kikuchi, 1. So they've already seen him this year. Imanaga, 5. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Rangers. Whoopsie daisies.
They got to Cole
What a
Reagans and
loser.
Tyler Alexander, Kyle Hart, Quintana, Max
Yeah.
Fried, Martin Perez are all blanked up. Blake Snell. They got to Rendon. Whoa.
As I say, that was looking a little weird.
Why do you
But
always
still,
call
regardless,
Carlos Rendon?
I don't know. It's just habit at this point.
He's a
What's
big
wrong?
Anthony fan. Yeah, I don't know. Just everybody in the world's on the Tigers. The Tigers looked really damn good. Kikuchi's not been great, and you're going to get this at a short favorite. Like, I'm not betting this, but I'll take Toast's approach. If this is still sitting around this price tomorrow, I'll dabble. Why not? I need a game to bet at night here, so I'll take a dabble. But I
think this total.
blowing out.
I think this total is going to close at 8.5, and we should grab an 8 personally.
This is gonna be 66 wind blown out, 8 to 5 miles an hour tomorrow from first.
You really
pitch.
think the Tigers are going to score off Kikuchi?
Yeah,
I'm not even making a joke.
The Tigers against lefties, you see it? Or top 10 lineup in baseball against.
No, I
lefties.
get it. I'm just saying the splits are a little bit different. I also think
Kikuchi
that
sucks.
This is so short. This price is so short.
I'm talking just specifically towards the total. I agree with you, and especially I will say another thing. And if you look as well, when the Tigers have got to lefties, it's lefties that don't have control. Cole Reagans had 3 walks that day. Tyler Alexander had 3 walks that day. Obviously, walks help. Rodon had 3 walks that day as well. Kikuchi 4 walks, 3 walks, 5 walks. 4 of his last 5 starts, he's had absolutely no control. So. I agree with you, Sauce, on the over.
It's over.
That would make sense.
I think
That
this
would make
closes at 8.5, so we should grab an 8.
Let me do some detecting.
I can get a minus 118. I don't think I can find anything better than that, though.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of
I'm
the
down
Twins
for
game,
that.
Casey Mize looked
Let's
damn
do it,
good
right?
this
Let's
year.
just
Now
take
he's
the
only
over.
laying 120. It's kind of weird.
I'm taking
Well,
that. If there's a minus 118 on the 8, I think it closes at 8.5.
Even the best teams in the majors lose like 70 games a year, and the worst teams win 70. So I mean, it's
Is that how it
not
works, Trev?
crazy that the Angels. I'm not sure if you're aware. I'm just saying. Outside of the Rockies and White Sox, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, why can't Kikuchi have a good game and Detroit just be a little jet lagged, tired here? Casey Mize kind of do. I mean, he got lit up by the Twins. Other than that, he's given up 1 earned, but he's given up a home run almost every game too.
I will give you that. I don't know. Again, even with all the righties, I don't know if the Angels are going to be the one to punish him, but I will agree that sooner or later that dam's going to break.
All right, let's move on.
The dam will break.
I love that saying.
Last baseball game, and then I'll talk some NBA. A bunch of people are joining, and I'm thinking that the basketball game just ended, and that's why they're just joining right now. If you're just joining us, you've missed us going through baseball games. It hasn't been very exciting. Rockies on the road at San Francisco. Kyle Freeland. I mean, this price is nuts. Giants let me down today. I didn't have many losses today. This was one of them.
You didn't listen
Charles
to me.
was in the voice chat talking crazy, wanting to bet the friggin' Rockies.
Why? Do you remember?
He must be going through something.
Because 40-year-old Verlander.
He must be
40-year-old
going through
Verlander.
something.
I mean,
40-year-old Verlander or not, I think he got a nice landing spot with the Angels, and then he kind of got right. He has had a couple really nice landing spots, and now he has a Rockies team finally coming off of a win, coming out of Coors after 2 straight series. I think it's another recipe for him to pitch well here today. So on top of the fact that there's only a couple lefties in that lineup that are even, I mean, McMahon and I guess maybe Togula is the only lefties that are really going to punish you. I get that Verlander's been pretty bad, but I would assume that, especially in the Giants at home, is just a completely different situation as well. So, and by the way, Kyle Freeland, really not as good against righties. You're going to have about, I think, 8 or 9 righties in that San Francisco lineup tomorrow. So, I think San Francisco gets right tomorrow. Do I pay that price? Probably not, but I do think that they get right tomorrow.
Appreciate the super chat. Said appreciate the analysis. Hit a $750 parlay tonight. How do you like that? Stop placing parlays. What nice hit.
You know what's weird is the Giants are minus 245 money line and it's minus 105 for the run line. Like that seems a little weird. That's a little weird. I get it's a low total.
You can get plus 100 on FanDuel. Maybe not in Malaysia.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's because
I'm just saying.
Hold on. I'll tell you why right now. I mean, there's different degrees to the run line. In this instance, we're talking about a super low scoring game, 7.5 total in a ballpark where runs are not scored with the home team.
Still, I know it's different.
In fact,
ballpark.
Rockies plus 1.5.
I know
This might be one of those spots where you take a plus 1.5. I was thinking under in San Francisco. Giants coming home from the San Diego series. All right, whatever. What do you like then, Toast? Just shaking your head at everyone else.
I wasn't shaking everybody else. I was just saying that the wind is blowing out at like 15 miles an hour. So if you're playing it under, I just wanted to let you know. That was it. I'm not shaking my head. I gave a full analysis before you two spoke.
So Toast hates the under.
I don't hate it. I just wanted to point out the wind situation. I was trying to help.
You're getting pretty defensive about this over.
Yeah, for real. This over is important to him.
I'm about to take this over out of spite.
I'm putting up Rockies plus 1.5, but I'm not betting this.
No, thank you. I mean, if you really want to fade Verlander, just assuming that he's that bad, you can you can get the Rockies' first 5 run line plus 255.
Let's move on, dude.
Just
saying, this is the last one.
Saying.
Yeah, we went through all the games, so if you want to see the rest of the games, just rewind, watch again. For those you want to hang out, I'll talk about the 2 NBA games briefly. Toast, Trev, talk to you guys later. Betting league will be up in 30 minutes. You guys know. I'll talk to you guys later.
Are we doing a show in the morning?
No.
Okay, cool. Good morning. Everybody, guys.
Later, guys.
All right, let's set up a one-person screen here. All right, let's talk Knicks ball. Game 6 in Detroit. You guys already know what I'm doing. I mean, offense goes stale in game 5, kind of like we saw in game 2. In fact, there were a lot of similarities. Did I just freeze up? Hello? Testing. Did I just freeze up? What the hell? Oh, I'm back. So there were actually a lot of similarities between between game 5 in New York and game 2 in New York. The biggest one being we saw the Knicks offense go stale again, stop moving without the ball, settle for isolation possessions. And when they do that, when they did it in game 2, Detroit was really in a good position to play some great defense. And it's kind of a lot of the similar stuff, a lot of bad possessions, not a lot of ball movement. We saw the offense get stale for the Knicks again. So what happened after that? Well, after game 2, when the Knicks lost with that stale-ass offense, they went to Detroit and put together a great offensive game, and that's what I think we're going to see. Thibodeau must have addressed it in the time between game 2 and game 3 because the offense looked very crisp in game 3 against Detroit. It was in Detroit. So I expect the offense to come out looking good. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson are not even on the injury report, so they got banged up at the end of the game. They're not even on the report at all. You got to love it. Also, I like for the Knicks. I'm on the Knicks, guys. I took Knicks money line. Also, I like for the Knicks. Where the hell? There we go. Also, I like for the Knicks that Detroit got 36 trips to the free throw line in Game 5. If you've been betting NBA playoffs for multiple years, you know how it works. When one team goes to the line a lot, it tends to swing. The pendulum tends to swing the other way in the following game. We've seen that in this series. We've seen the refs favor New York, and then the next game, Detroit's going to the line. Then the game after that, New York's going back to the line. So the pendulum seems to swing a little bit when it comes to trips to the line. Detroit went 36 times, and not only that, look at the Knicks side, 59% from the free throw line. So this whole free throw discrepancy, 11-point discrepancy from the free throw line. I expect that to even out. Yeah, I'm expecting the Knicks to end the series. I took the money line. I think I got plus 106 or something like that. I bet it as soon as it opened, so I honestly forget what number I got, but I did bet this Knicks money line. I've been saying it the whole time. I truly do believe the Knicks are the better team. I understand that in Game 5, the Pistons played better. No question. The Knicks offense went stale, but as a whole, I feel like the Knicks are the stronger team here, and I think they close the series out in Detroit. Next. Whoa. You guys can't... just refresh the stream. I'll type it in if you can't hear me. All right. Nuggets Clippers in what is a very challenging one to talk about. 1 second. Nuggets Clippers. All right, so I was talking about this before Game 5. Remember when I took the over in Game 5 here? I got it at 208.5. That was a winner for us. I was talking about it. The Nuggets hadn't played one single good offensive game in the series. That's what I said before Game 5, and I was expecting the Nuggets offense to come out and put together a good game, and they did. I have to say, though, I was not expecting this. A 139.4 offensive rating in the game. The Nuggets offense looked unstoppable. I was not expecting that. In fact, I expected the Clippers to win the game. So the Nuggets offense came out in a violent way, helped us get up and over the total. Now, are we expecting that to happen again in Game 6? And I think the answer to that has to be no. Number one, kind of looks like an outlier. I mean, look at Games 1 through 4. Their average offensive rating was 106. Denver's offense has looked like shit for pretty much this entire series. A 106 average offensive rating, and then they flash a 139 at us. In Denver, now they go back to LA, and I'm sorry, but I have to think it regresses back to the type of offense we were seeing for the first 4 games of this series, because we know the Clippers' defense at home has been basically as good as it gets, second in the NBA, almost a full 7 points per 48 minutes, or 7 points per 100 possessions better in terms of defensive efficiency, a 107.2. This graphic is supposed to say defensive efficiency, not offensive. But you can see the Clippers defense at home, second in the NBA, only to Oklahoma City. So yes, Denver's offense showed up for one game. After playing 4 consecutive bad offensive games, the Nuggets offense shows up for Game 5, but now they leave the elevation in Denver, go out to LA, where the Clippers defense has been rock solid all season. So I expect the Clippers defense to bounce back in a major way. Now, here's where the question, because I'm confident in that part. I'm confident the Clippers defense is going to bounce back. I like that. I would place a bet on that if I could find a bet to place. Now, here's where the question mark is. What can we expect from the Clippers offensively? Because this is just, I mean, we're everywhere here. It's a scatter chart. I mean, we saw the Clippers offense look a lead in Game 3. They played pretty well last game in Game 5. We've also seen 3 pretty bad offensive games from the Clippers. So when it comes to the Clippers defense, I think back home in LA, they're going to bounce back. I'm in on the Clippers defense. When it comes to the Clippers offense, I really don't know what to expect. I think on paper, the Clippers should have no problem scoring points on this Denver's team, on this Nuggets defense. Truly, the Nuggets haven't been playing good defense all season. This was not a good defense this year. So the Clippers, one of the pretty much the hottest offense in the NBA entering the playoffs. This should be a good matchup for them. They should be able to score points on the Nuggets defense. I don't know why we're seeing this. Game 1, under 110. Game 2, just over 110. Then Game 3, we see some good offense. Then Game 4, back to shit. Then Game 5, we see some good offense. I think the Clippers should score and cover this number, but I can't count on it because that's not what we've seen so far this year. So where does that leave me when it comes to placing a bet? I'm not laying 6.5, 7 points. I'll tell you flat out, I am not doing that, even though I do think the Clippers should win. I have this one at 6. So it sucks because what I think is going to happen is I think the Clippers defense is going to bounce back strong. That's how I see the game going. That's the angle of this basketball game I feel the most comfortable in is the Clippers defense. I think the Clippers are going to play some elite defense in this game. So how do I bet that? Denver team total under? It's at 102.5. I don't know how to bet what I'm seeing here because I'm modeling it out as an over. I'm modeling it out at what? 215 and a half? It's at 212.5. I guess Denver team total under, or I guess an under, I'll say. I'll put it up. I'm a little worried that the Clippers are going to hang 127 points and ruin it for me. But we got our over down at 208.5. The market over adjusted to 212.5, despite going to LA where the Clippers play better defense. That doesn't make sense to me. It was at 208.5 in Denver where the Clippers play worse defense. Now we go to LA where they play better defense and the total moves up 4 points just because game 5 was high scoring. I think that's overreaction. So give me the under. You know what? I'd be down. I'll bet this. Let's do it. I'll bet this under. I don't love it or anything. And like I said, I think the Clippers might ruin this for us, but give me the under. All right. Comments. Denver plus 6.5 for Irish King. Sheeds on Denver. Thomas Bowe is on the Knicks. Good shit. Sheeds, yep. Thomas Bowe's on Murray, 43 points. You're betting 43 points exactly. Busted is on Nuggets plus 6.5. Doesn't look like a lot of people are sharing picks. Oh, there's Helms under. There you go, Helms. I'll bet that with you. I'll take that. So G says he bet Denver team total over 102.5. Yeah, I mean, I think Denver's really going to struggle to score. So I wouldn't bet the Denver team total over, but I mean, I get it because the market definitely adjusted to that. 102.5 is super low. All right, everyone, enjoy your night. If you're Alexis Suarez, why not Nuggets team total under? Because it's at 102.5, and look where I'm projecting, 104.7. So, I mean, I'm down to adjust the projections a little bit if I have a strong feel in a particular way. But to bet an under 102.5, I mean, that'd be adjusting it a whole lot. I don't know. It feels a little irresponsible, especially coming off the game where Denver showed us their best offensive performance of the playoffs. But I mean, if you put a gun to my head and told me to place a bet on Denver's team total, it would be under. I would take the under 102.5. I'm not going to bet it. I'll take this under 212.5. All right, guys. Thanks for watching as always. Be back at 4 p.m. tomorrow. We're not going to do the morning show. There's not much baseball on. We just went through everything. So for the morning stuff, just rewatch it. We went through these pretty detailed. So, betting league stuff will be up in about 30 minutes, posted on the site in the Discord. So we'll get the standings up. I did well, but the person that was in front of me went 4-0. So I think I'm only going to be in second place. But I'll get the standings up and all that. I'll be up for at least a couple hours or an hour and a half. So if you need anything, hit me up. Let's have a good one. Talk to you